So you've decided to take our advice and set up an aquarium for your mental health. And John, Carl, and myself, we've been walking you through the process. So far in the series, we've talked about the important decisions that need to be made before you do anything. We talked about what fish you're going to keep, where you're going to put it, where you're going to buy it, and the equipment you're going to use to run it. Now it's time to talk about the Aquascape. I gotta be honest, this is the perfect thing for me to talk about. I love aquascaping. John?
All that man knows how to do is make a pile of rocks.
Exactly. I'm not saying I'm a professional aquascaper, but I'm definitely better than him.
That ain't saying much.
The aquascape you put in your aquarium is going to be the thing you see every time you look in your tank. So it's important to make sure it looks good. But there's a few things to consider before you start decorating. First is the kind of fish you're going to keep. If you decided you want to keep big American cichlids, your options are going to be limited because they'll dig things up and redecorate. If you choose community fish, you'll have the most options because most of them aren't going to bother anything. But if you choose African cichlids, well, you really only have one option, and that's rocks.
Now makes sense why John just piles up rocks.
That's right. All the fish he keeps are interior decorators, and if he were to do anything fancy, they're just going to mess it up.
So he really ain't all that bad at aquascaping.
No, he's still pretty bad.
Well, that's just hurtful.
Anyway, once you've determined what your fish are going to allow you to do in a tank, it's time to come up with a plan. Look around online and check out some of the things others have done to get inspiration. You won't believe what you'll find. Some people are brilliant artists when it comes to aquascaping, but then there's others like me that do things pretty much anyone can do. I'm not saying I'm not good. I've actually done some really pretty scapes, but I'm definitely not going to be beating Jen Williams or Jeff Miyake anytime soon in a scaping contest. Don't be intimidated with what you find and think there's no way you'll ever be able to do any of those things. Aquascaping should be fun, and it's an opportunity for you to express yourself. You're the one, the only one, that needs to be impressed with what you've done. If you want to do some fancy art piece, then do it. If you want to stick a SpongeBob pineapple thing in your aquarium and that's going to make you happy, then do that. It's all about what you want and not what others think. Once you have a good idea of what you want to do, it's time to start shopping, and the first thing you need to decide is what type of substrate you're going to use. Just like with the fish, the circumstances of your tank are going to determine what you use. If you plan to keep live plants, you'll want to use a substrate that's made specifically for planted aquariums. If you're going to stack up a bunch of rocks for African cichlids, you'll most likely want sand, and if you're wanting to keep things super simple but still looks good, you might choose gravel. Again, look around and see the different substrate types. See what looks good for you and go with that. Even if it's just blue gravel. If that's what you like, go for it. As for the hardscape, that's when things get really fun. I love stuff like big rocks and driftwood and even twigs. Driftwood is something I would recommend buying from an aquarium store because this is wood that's perfectly suitable for your tank. Don't just go pick something up out of the woods and assume it's going to be okay. Maybe when you become an experienced fish keeper and you know what's what, then you can go that route. But rocks, that's another story. I'm about to give you the best advice in this whole video. Steal them. Wherever you go, if you find a nice rock, it doesn't matter what parking lot you're in, take them. Take whatever you want. If it's pretty, you like it, take it. I do it. Joanna does it.
This is not an aquascaping supply place, okay?
They're really nice.
No, it's against the law to take those, right?
Aquascaping place. You have a back seat. Rocks can be purchased anywhere. Whenever I need big rocks, I go to a landscape supply place in Virginia Beach. They might not have fancy rocks like Ceru stone, if I even said that right, or dragonstone, but they have everything else and it's super cheap. Even Lowe's and Home Depot are great places to get rocks. And I'm sorry to all the fish stores out there, but it's still way cheaper. And now, the most important part, if your tank calls for it, is plants. If you're brand new to aquariums, you might be intimidated by plants. Don't be. If you can keep fish alive, I promise you, you can keep plants alive. In fact, plants are easier than fish.
But where do you get aquarium plants?
You know, when you ask that, people are probably going to assume that I'm going to say, go buy them from keepfishkeeping.com. That's our website.
Well, duh.
We'd love for you to order plants from us, but you know what? If you're already at the fish store getting other stuff, buy them from them. We always tell everyone to buy at your local fish store first. And if they don't have what you want, then, come to us. When you're picking out your plants and you're a beginner, I'd recommend some super easy plants to get you started, like Anubias, Crypts, and Rotala. These all look amazing and can pretty much survive in any situation. So you have everything ready. This is the fun part. So what you're going to want to do is start and just do a little bit at a time. Enjoy the process. Take a step back. Take a look at it, see what you got going on, and have fun. You're going to be looking at this every day and you want it to look good, so don't be in a hurry. Trust me, fish keepers are never satisfied and are always changing things around, but if you can get off to a really good start that you're happy with, things will be so much easier down the road. There's no rules to aquascaping. Have fun with it. Let yourself go wild and just have a great time. You'll be so happy that you did. So there you go. You've got enough information to get you started. I hope you enjoyed the process. Go fill that thing up with water and come back and see us next week. We're going to be talking all about what you should expect in the first couple months of your aquarium being set up. This is a critical part in the hobby and you're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.